Yo dogs, it's me, Agnes. I know what you're thinking. Why the fuck isn't this bitch calling from Johnny Little Minimum Security Prison in Springfield, Ohio, home of the AIDS? Well, long story short, I got fired. So let me explain what happened. Apparently the warden heard
She's supposed to be like a fucking answering machine. And she's like, why the fuck isn't this bitch? Okay. We'll just leave that in.
track 2 of my highly anticipated full-length release. The track is called Fuck Me Below, about wanting to fuck my husband's son, Below. I guess he has some hang-up about incest, or what the fuck ever, but I think incest, and especially incest, isn't that bad. Need love too. And Below was as sexy as cum. He had a wide forehead, eyes that gazed out into the nether, and the hands of a dwarf. But where he really blew me away was his 7-inch penis.
What the fuck?
His cock slid into me, giving me new life that alimony never could. His animal instincts caused him to come deep inside my loose wizard sleeve of a vagina. I clenched hard on his cock and let his cum seep into my pores in hopes that I would carry his seed. We fucked every night for 3 months until one night when his ways took over and he knocked me unconscious. I don't blame him. He's he didn't know what he was doing. But that was when alimony came home and found me, his wife, naked and dripping in his son Bilo's semen. It wasn't a pretty picture. Now, R.J. Quillen and Zach Roberts. But first, an exclusive listen to my song, Fuck Me Below. Enjoy.
What the fuck is wrong with Agnes? She's possibly our greatest announcer.
Yeah.
Second to Artie.
But Artie is a murderer.
Artie is... Yeah, I fucking hate Artie. Yeah, I forgot I was mad at him.
Yeah. you
I'm
forgot
still holding
that
that
he
garage
murdered
Artie.
his wife.
Yeah, why can't we talk to him again?
Because now, well, we could call, but we could, give him money again, but now we have Agnes.
We have to pay him to call us.
Yeah. We have to, put funds in his account, and that's just not something I'm willing to do anymore.
Why would we pay to have this, old fuck call from prison? When he killed his wife in your house, and you had to clean up the blood yourself.
Well, because, he was a good announcer, we gave him a chance.
He was also a heroin addict.
Yeah, but we paid for him to go to rehab, He helped us get through the Latricia thing. He's for better or worse, he's a member of the family, essentially.
True.
At least the MOATAIF family, but now Agnes is a member of the MOATAIF family.
Yeah, I love Agnes.
She's a very interesting life, and I think it's interesting to that she was married to Alimony Sanchez, and we didn't even know.
Yeah, and we love Alimony Sanchez.
Yeah,
or at least the character of Alimony Sanchez. Is he a character, or is he a real person in the Austin Zach 00 universe?
Well, he's real now because he's mentioned in 2 series.
Real.
Yeah,
because MOATAIF is real.
Yeah. Everything that happens in MOATAIF is real. like Latricia, like Artie, like all that stuff. You know, I fucking hate you. Just, Latricia. We can't start that again.
Yeah, we can't. Fuck me.
Fuck my angels. It was so fun though.
Yeah.
So a lot of interesting stuff has happened since the last episode, which we ended early to play Lego Harry Potter,
Which was a massive failure because we stopped playing it like 10 minutes later.
Yeah, because it was like we hit a dead end. Like we couldn't figure it out. It was like it was the part where like there were the horses or whatever. You had to like save like the horses that you had to like feed the horses, and we couldn't figure out how to get the fucking horse the fucking goldfish.
Yeah, we got to a part we just didn't know what the fuck to do. We were like, I don't know.
So what can you even do about it? I just saw something else that we could talk about in this episode. Records Revisited.
Record through. Oh, but yeah.
Yeah.
True.
There you go. That's some things to talk about.
Neat. We just came up with that while we were recording.
Yeah.
We had very little time.
That's what usually happens.
First, I got a story that I like to tell.
Yes.
I meant to tell this last week, but it is the story of how I pissed my pants at school.
Yeah, which is college.
Yeah, I go to college, and it's embarrassing. It's not the traditional piss pants, but my pants were soaked with piss.
Yeah, with piss.
Like, I'm not kidding. Like,
I
drenched
right now. Yeah.
in piss pants. So it's finals week. I'm stressed the fuck out, and I'm sitting in the like little office that they have for computer science majors, and I'm doing work, and I'm like, I gotta piss, so I go to the bathroom, and usually
do you have to take all your stuff with you, or is it like safe enough?
No, I just leave it there. Like,
are you supposed to take it with you?
No, like I know everybody there. Like, if somebody saw them,
because I would never have done that at Columbia.
Well, too many people know me. Like, they know what my shit is.
Yeah.
So like, if they're like, why are you taking his shit?
See, like if I went like we had like a communal area at Columbia where like you had to like write your papers or whatever, like or use the printer. Like I would always like use OneDrive, put all of my papers on there, and then just print them out at school for like fucking like 50 cents a page, which pissed me off.
Really?
Columbia.
Ours was like 10 cents a page.
I could probably do a whole expose on why Columbia is the worst college, and like if I hadn't dropped out for the reason I dropped out, I would have dropped out. And transferred, assuming. But we had an area where it was like a lounge and also a computer lab, and it had like hammocks and shit like that, and like bean bags, bean bags, tables, like recliners and shit. It was nice. That was probably where all of my tuition money went. And then it was like right down the hall from like my writing and rhetoric class. And long story short, if I left my shit in the computer lab and went to take a shit, it would be gone.
Really?
Yeah.
Anyway, so, this is, like, for the math and computer science majors, and, like, nobody utilizes this little lounge.
Yeah.
Like, it's just me and some other people. So, like, I just leave my shit there. So I went to the bathroom, and I go in the stall because I hate using the urinal. Because every time I use the urinal, somebody comes up right fucking beside me.
Yeah.
And tries to piss right next to me, like, look at my dick.
Yeah,
like,
which is weird.
I know. And, like, if there's, like, 3 urinals, you should, like, skip one.
Yeah.
If somebody's pissing.
Obviously, yeah.
Nobody ever does in Wittenberg. They always come up right next to you and, like, try to start a conversation.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's so awkward. So I go into...
It would probably be hot, like, if they were, like, homosexual and they were, like, nice dick. And then,
no, but it's always, like, a professor.
And, like, suck each other off. What?
Yeah, like, I piss with the professors.
They're so horny for... Like, the professor... That makes me even more uncomfortable. I thought you were talking, like, students...
Well, you talk about, like, a Wittenberg, it's a small-ass college, so, talk about having a relationship with your professors. I've seen their dicks.
What the fuck?
Kind of.
Did you fuck them for, like, a better grade?
I would.
Yeah.
But I don't need to.
I hate you.
Just kidding.
I would have, like, had sex with Mara Rajulovic if it meant I would have passed that class.
I would have had sex with Flavia Sensier Barbarossa for free. Because she was attractive.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I go into the stall and I sit down. Usually when I use the bathroom, I tuck my dick into the toilet because that's what you do.
Yeah.
Do you do that?
That's how you. Yeah, that's how you have. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, also, I might have to poop.
Well, it's like.
Yeah, I sat down to pee. Yeah, that was my first mistake.
Yeah. Well, to say tuck, it's not really like a tuck in. It's just like you point it down.
I usually just suck it in.
But yours is you probably have a bigger penis, like.
Oh, so you just like hold it?
Well, I mean, it usually will, like, you just gotta direct it down.
Yeah. But I thought I did that for some reason, but this one didn't have, like, something to tuck it in with. It was just a little gap.
Yeah.
Where the toilet seat should be. I don't know why it's like that. But, you know, I'm just pissing, you know, playing on my phone. And then I look down and my pants are fucking soaked. And I'm like, shit. Because I pissed all over my damn pants.
Yeah, which is...
So, like, what am I going to do? And I tried to, like, get some toilet paper and, like, wipe it up, but it didn't help. And it was all over the floor. And I'm like, fuck. And I had to take a test, like, right then.
Oh, my God.
And so I pulled up my pants, my piss pants. Like, it was like...
Ew, you sick fuck.
And I just went home and changed my
didn't
pants.
take the test?
No, I came back and took it. I was like, sorry about that. Like, 30 minutes later, I came back. I'm like, sorry.
Sorry
Like, I thought you went to the bathroom.
So did you just leave your stuff in the computer lab?
Yeah. I just left. And, like, one person tried to say hi and was like, hey, what's up?
As you're, like, walking around with fucking piss.
Yeah, and it smelled so bad, because, like, this was, like, I'm, like, running on full coffee at that point.
Oh, you sick fuck.
So it was just, like, brown coffee piss.
You sick fuck.
And it smelled so bad, and I'm pretty sure I got, like, a rash from it.
Ew.
Like a piss rash.
Yeah.
Yep, that was a pretty bad experience.
It sounds absolutely
But
terrible.
the whole time I'm just like, this is a MOATAIF story.
Yeah,
Cause,
literally.
If anything embarrassing happens, it's a MOATAIF story.
Did I ever tell the story about when I shit my pants at Pretzel Maker on MOATAIF?
No, you didn't.
Yeah,
I don't even think you really officially told me. Did you?
Well, it's not really like that exciting of a story. It just turns out I had diarrhea one day and I squirted out a fart and it was diarrhea instead. And the same thing happened where like I had to throw the underwear away.
Ew.
But then I was like, well, I have to wait for my mom to bring me another pair of underwear because I can't leave. I was like, I can't leave. Like, I can't leave Kirsten alone. So I had to sit there, like, in my, like, shit pants.
Oh.
Commando. And I went back into the bathroom, and, like, even though I had cleaned myself, there was, like, feces, like, in my pants that I had to, like, clean out before I could wear them again. And it was fucking filthy.
How bad was the shit?
Well, it wasn't that. It was just, like, a line.
Just a little squirt?
Yeah, it was, like, a wet line.
Ew.
Yeah, because it was diarrhea, you know? I mean,
that's pretty gross.
That's just how that works.
Yeah, I think we've all shit ourselves before.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate that we've come this far as a society, but we still shit our pants.
Shit ourselves, yeah. Yeah, what was the next topic? I don't remember.
I don't know. We could talk about Pretzel Maker antics.
I thought there was another thing that we wanted to talk about.
Records Revisited?
Brie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of that as Pretzel Maker
yeah.
antics.
Yeah, well, yeah. So, you know, since the beginning of MOATAIF, a common discussion is places that we are working at. So now that RJ and I both work at Pretzel Maker, a lot of the stories are going to involve Pretzel Maker.
Because Pretzel Maker is where we both work now.
Yeah.
How weird that we both work at
exciting,
Pizza Hut and now we both
yeah.
work at Pretzel Maker.
Well, you got me the job at Pizza Hut, I got you the job at Pretzel Maker.
Yep.
Kind of.
Come on.
I mean, it was mostly Brie.
Yeah.
But, you know, so...
Pretzel Maker is the worst.
Pretzel Maker is the worst. The other day, what was it? No, it wasn't Christmas Eve, so it was just yesterday.
It was literally yesterday.
Yeah, it was yesterday. So Saturday, I was supposed to work at 4, and I just had... It was the day after Christmas, right?
It was the day after Christmas.
We were
busy as shit.
We were busy as fuck. I was bored as fuck, so I came in early.
Yeah, I figured you were really bored. You came in at 3.
Yeah, it was like 2:45.
Yeah.
And I went across the mall. I was going to come in, because I kind of knew... I figured you'd be busy, but I figured it would be slow enough that I could at least, like, stand there and talk to you guys. No. Not at all.
Yeah, you just came up and like, hello.
I
just walked away.
Yeah, I was like, hello, and then people just kept coming and coming and coming, and I hate customers, and I didn't want to hear their stupid fucking questions, so I walked over to Samuel's, which is just right across the mall, and sat there and talked with Lurler and Rachel and Veronica and Pam, and we were just sitting there, like, talking shit. I was like, I don't want to fucking work today. This job and these fucking rude ass people, like, ruined the holidays for me. Like, I didn't care about Christmas. I didn't care that it was Christmas because I'm just done. I was like, I'm dead inside. I need a day off.
Yeah.
Like, besides Christmas, like, I needed a day off, which was, you know, now today. But I was like, I want to die. I have, like, no will to go over there and work.
Yeah, Pretzel Maker, like, my 4th day there, I realized, yep, this job makes me want to die.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
It does get better, like, on the slow days, or on, like, just even a normal day, it's fine. Like, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are always busy. Like, if you work those days, you will want to die. But during the week, it's worth it. Because you could just sit there and talk the whole time. Or listen to music.
Yeah.
And definitely now that holidays are over, it's just gonna... Like, I imagine by tomorrow, it's dead again.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I really fucking hope so, because I'm so done with everybody.
I have to work tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I wish I worked tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Always the mornings are slow. Even when we were busy, the mornings were slow.
Yeah.
So then I get a call from RJ. It's like it's not even like 3:30, and I get a call from RJ because Bree wants me to come in because she doesn't feel good.
Yeah, she was rolling.
Yeah.
And she's like crouching down, like looks like she like squatting down to shit.
Yeah.
But it just looked like she was stressed out, and I was like, "You okay, Bree?" She's like, "Yeah, tired, I'm stressed out." And I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "Why don't you go sit in the back?" And so she did, and I'm like, I went back with her. She's like, I'm like, "Do you want me to call Zach so he can come in and like do it?" She's like, "Yeah." Yeah. She's like dying.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so I call you, and I didn't know you were literally right across the mall.
Yeah.
Like, I could have just went Zach.
Yeah.
And like waved you over. But I called you, and you came in.
Yeah.
And then
as soon as the phone rang, I was like, "Fucking kill me," because I knew that that's what it was.
Yeah, like you could probably see the line too.
Yeah, because it was fucking stupid, and the whole time I was like, "Why is this happening? Like, why is there a line? Why?"
The line was fucking. We'll talk about that after.
So I go over. Bree's in the back, like freaking out, like said she felt like she was gonna pass out or whatever. So I was like, "Just go into the bathroom, or go sit in the freezer for a minute, like cool down, like relax or whatever." So she's like, "Okay." She goes into the bathroom. I don't think anything of it. I go, and I'm like, taking orders, like filling orders, doing shit. Kirsten's like, "Where's Bree?" I said, "Oh, she's in the bathroom, like, just taking it easy." A few more minutes pass, and Kirsten's like, "I'm gonna go check on her." She knocks on the door. She's like, "Bree?" And she doesn't answer. "Bree?" She doesn't answer.
Yeah, at this point, I'm like making cheese, and I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
I'm just like making some cheese.
And we still have a line full of people. Like, you're still taking orders, and I was like, "Well, just open the like." She's not answering. Like, just open the door. I'm getting ready to make that bitch's pomegranate fucking smoothie.
Yep.
And she's like, I was like, "Well, just open the door," because if she's not answering, like, then I was like, if she's not answering, then just open the door and make sure she's okay. And she opened the door, just cracked it. What the fuck, phone? She cracked it, and she immediately just goes, yeah, yeah. She's like, Bree. She looks over at me and she's like, "Okay, so we're shutting down. Bree's passed out on the floor." I was like, "No, she's not." And she's like, "Yeah." She's like, "Yes, she is. Bree is passed out and on the floor. We're shutting down."
And then immediately I turned off the lights because I'm
Yeah.
like, "We're shutting down."
Yeah.
I heard that. I was like, all I heard was, "We're shutting down." I'm like,
Yeah. So then she's like, "What do we do? Call 911." And I was like, "Call 911. Like, call mall security. Like." And then Kirsten ran out and she's like, "Pretzel Maker is closed. We have an emergency in the back.
"We're in an emergency!" She's like freaking the fuck out.
She was completely freaked out. I was just like, "Well, my friend's dead." So
I was just like stressed out. I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
I was scared, obviously, but I was
Yeah.
just like, it's not going to do any good to be scared. Like, we need to, like, think rationally and help her. And, so I, like, peeked into the bathroom, and she's, like, unconscious, laying on the floor, like, her phone is in two pieces. It's like she fell.
Yeah.
And,
well, obviously.
yeah, well, I mean, she could have been like, "Oh, like, I'll just sit down on the floor," and then, like, fell over.
Well, that would have been convenient.
It was, like...
Yeah, she probably
fell
collapsed.
So I was, RJ called 911. I ran over and got Lurler. Don't know why. That was just the first thing I thought to do.
How did you have time to go get Lurler? Like, did you
I
run
literally
out the...
ran, yeah.
Oh. Because, like, to me, it was like, I called 911, like Lurler's there.
Yeah, I ran over to Lurler, and I was like, "Bree's passed out, get mall security."
I thought she, like, saw
No.
from, like, Samuel's and just looked down down all the way through Pretzel Maker, just saw something was going on. Like, I should go over there and help.
I ran over. She was in the middle of helping a customer. I was like, "Bree's passed out in the bathroom, call mall security," and ran back. Because I don't know the mall security's number.
Yeah.
And so she calls UMC, Ugly Mall Cop. He comes in. You're on the phone with 911. You're on the phone with 911. Kirsten is freaking out. UMC takes off his belt, and his hat and all that stuff.
Takes off all
and
his stuff.
squeezes in the door because the way that Bree felt, her legs were like blocking the door.
Yeah, and we were just saying earlier that day that UMC has a crush on Brandon Reagan because he walked her out to her car and like tried to talk to her and try to get a hug. He loves Brandon Reagan.
Oh, for sure. He loves all of us, but I think mostly BNR and then Kirsten. And he comes out and he's like, call Whitney, which our assistant manager. So we call Whitney. So then RJ gets off the phone on 911.
She immediately woke up and asked for Whitney.
Yeah. So I dialed Whitney's number, gave RJ the phone, and then this bitch was still out there waiting on her fucking smoothie. God. So I made the bitch her smoothie. I go out and hand it to her, and she's like, "Can I get my cheese?" I was like, "Sure." So I get a fucking cheese cup, and then I hand it to her, and she's like, "Actually, I had 2." And I was like, "Well, there's an emergency in the back, so give me 1 minute." And got her cheese and gave it to her. God. And then like people were coming up like, "When y'all gonna be open?" And so then I finally,
and like Kirsten yelled out to like the line.
Yeah.
That our manager was passing out, like, when y'all gonna be open?
And most of those people left. Like, they were like, oh, okay. Like,
it wasn't the same line?
No, most of those people were like, oh, okay, like, that sucks. Like, they were like,
Can't get pretzels, too bad.
Yeah.
Like a normal person you think would do.
So
when the lights turn off, you think they'd be like, well, they shut down, like something happened.
Yeah, but that's not what people think for some reason.
Oh, my
God.
We
like, grabbed the cash register and the tip jar and all that stuff, brought it into the back, and locked the door. The police show up. I call Bree's mom, the squad's there, fucking Lurler's there, they get her out into the hallway, like, she's awake and everything.
Kirsten's so freaking the fuck
Kirsten's
out.
Like, she has anxiety, she has panic attacks! I don't know if that helps! I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I know that's what she has!
Oh my fucking God.
She was drinking last night! She hasn't eaten much today! And they're like taking her blood sugar, like doing her blood pressure, all that stuff, like making sure she's alright, asking her questions.
She's just kind of like dazed and confused at that where she's like, what?
Whitney comes running in with her mom. Fucking Bree's mom comes running in. My mom's there. Like, not at the...
Yeah, your mom randomly showed up because you called her.
Yeah, and so we're basically we're freaking out, but
us on the inside mainly because we're just trying.
Yeah, so they get Bree out into the squad or whatever, and Whitney's like. Whitney and UMC are like, well, just take your time reopening. Like, go outside, collect yourselves, get some fresh air, whatever.
Yeah, UMC said that, man. He's like, hey, why don't you go get guys hot, take yourself out, get some fresh air. Like, he has like ugly buck teeth.
Yeah, and so
he's so ugly.
Yeah, so we, make sure the door's locked, all the cash registers like put away and that stuff. We go out back and we're talking to the subway lady who came out for her smoke break. And, like, hit RJ with the door, like, from
the fucking bitch.
She's nice.
I know.
That was an accident.
I'm kidding.
I know. And we were just saying, like, you're telling her what happened. And
she hates the
customers, too. So, like, it's not just us.
She's like, must be in the fucking air.
Yeah. As she's, like,
I imagine
smoking.
that's what she did.
She's like, must be in the air. Because we were saying how people were, like, rude that our manager was passed out in the back and that we weren't going to be open for a while. So we go back inside and start, and then we're, Whitney told me I was in charge because I'm better than Kirsten, and going to be the assistant manager, and she's like, so I made Kirsten, like, start rolling, like, you and I stocked everything, and so then Hannah comes in, because Hannah was supposed to be there.
She's just like, wow.
And she's like, what happened? So then we had to tell her everything that happened.
She's like, what?
Yeah, like, immediately concerned, like, is she dead? Like, so we go out into the front, and, like, we're rolling and catching up and putting stuff in the tray or whatever, and people start coming up, and they're like, when y'all gonna be open? And this one guy, I love when people do this, one guy came up, and he's like, oh, man, I thought you guys were closed for a second. And
what?
Yeah.
The lights are off.
Yeah, and Hannah was like, well, we are. Like, it was so funny. I love when people do that, because they're like, oh, like, I thought you guys were closed. And she's like, well, we are. Because
fuck.
How
could people be so fucking stupid?
I honestly don't know. I honestly don't get it. So then people are like, Hannah's like, it'll be about half an hour, then 20 minutes, then 10 minutes. And people just stood there. They lined up. They started forming a fucking line
for when we fucking
reopen. When we would reopen.
For when we might reopen.
Yeah. Oh, it was so annoying. They were just staring at us.
And they're like fucking zombie, like dumb fucking zombies. Yeah. Like,
Yeah, and they're just staring at us, like, watching our every fucking move, like, as Hannah's rolling. And this one lady's like, well, you got stuff in the case, why can't you serve us? And I was like, because we're trying to serve all these people who are going to be in line, and we're just trying to get everything ready, so that way when we open, we can serve all of you. Fucking rude.
Fucking God.
So we reopen, and then we have a line, non-stop, straight, solid, one line, for an hour and a half, according to my father.
Fuck.
My dad had come in to, like, bring me my mail and, like, give me this paper that I needed to open a savings account. And he's like, yeah, I was watching you. He was there for an hour and a half, and that entire time, from the second we reopened, at, like, 4:30 until, like, 6, we had a straight, solid line.
Yeah, at that point, I'd stayed over an hour.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck. Because I wanted to go home.
Yeah.
Didn't end up happening.
Yeah, you ended up just staying the whole shift.
Yep.
Which was good, though. I mean, it sucked for you.
Yeah, it totally sucked for me, and I hated my life.
It sucked for you, but it was like, you know, we got to hang out a little. There are air quotes around that. We got to hang out, but also it helped us
Stay sane.
Stay sane, but also get through it, because it was for some reason nonstop busy yet again. Because I honestly don't understand the obsession with. I don't understand the obsession with the pretzels in general. Like, they're just okay.
Yeah, they're not that good.
And
like,
I would
good.
never, like, wait in line more than like 5 minutes. I would, if there was a line, I wouldn't get pretzels.
Oh my fucking God. People are so fucking stupid.
Literally.
And this is what makes me mad. We put up a sign that says we don't have large cups. And that one lady, I swear, I've been getting mad about this every time I thought, like, what's that mean? We're like, we only have small and medium cups for pretzels and drinks. And then she fucking, like, what does that mean?
Yeah, I mean, how could it be more obvious? I love that when we put,
So
when we put up a sign that says, like, we're only accepting small bills because we're out of ones. Like, we put up a sign sometimes when we're running low on ones. It's like, oh, you know, we can only accept ones, fives, and tens.
Yeah.
Because we need to save our ones, or we need just to get more ones.
Yeah.
And the sign's right there in front of their big, ugly fucking faces, and then they pull out a fucking 50. And I'm like, no, like,
And then they get annoyed when you say, they can't, like, what do you mean you can't accept 50?
It's money. It's money. This lady tried to pay with a $100 bill, which we're not allowed to accept, like, even when we have enough change.
I did it yesterday.
Mean, we do, like, we can, but if we have enough money. But just normally, like, rule of thumb, you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, why? It's money.
I don't know why, but so many people had, like, wads of cash.
Yeah, well, because drug
like,
dealers.
thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Like, I guarantee thousands of dollars in, like, this wad of cash.
Yeah.
I just don't know how, like, why would
Christmas.
But, like, grown men
yeah,
just, like,
still.
having, like, thousands of, like, so many people, like, reeked of marijuana.
Oh, always,
and it was so annoying.
Yeah. And they're all so fucking stupid. I always used to think, like, seeing, like, memes or whatever, or, like, stories about, like, customers, like, in customer service. I used to think that was, like, well, that's a little extreme. It's not.
It's not. They are that dumb.
Like that thing in SpongeBob where Squidward, like, flips the sign, and that guy comes up, he's like, are you open? And Squidward's like, read the sign. And the guy's like, I'll have a Krabby Patty with fries.
Yeah, that is literally our job.
They do that. Like, some guy today, Samuels has the gates. Some fucking lady came up, she's like, are you open?
What?
Yeah. The gates were down. Like, you physically can't get into the store. No, they're not fucking open.
Fuck.
And you know that would happen to us, too. If we had... Because I dream of gates. And I know that it would happen.
We just need to get, like, a curtain. Although people would peek their head around, like, you guys open?
Yeah. Like, on Thanksgiving, when they were in there cleaning, people came up, like, while they're, like, scraping paint off the walls, or, like, on the fucking counters, like, dusting, like, debris is falling everywhere. They're like, can I get a large pretzel bite? Bree's like, we're not fucking open. Like, what, like, I don't understand what more we could do.
Fucking done with these
I don't understand,
customers.
like, the thing that, like, I think annoys me the most is when we're closed and people come up. Because I don't understand what more we could do to signify that we're closed.
Yeah, I've asked everybody I've come in contact with. I said, if you see a business with their lights off, what do you assume?
They're closed.
Yes. Why doesn't it make fucking sense to these mall goddamn customers?
I don't know.
Like, they might be dumb because they're coming to a family mall.
Well, yeah.
Like, who shops at a family mall?
No one.
People who, like, want the mall not to fail or just idiots.
I guess. But the thing, I don't understand when we have the lights off. Like, yeah, there are people in there, but the lights are off. We're obviously not serving people. And this lady one time was like...
It's actually illegal to serve... It's actually illegal to serve food with the lights off.
This lady was like, you'd probably get more customers if you had your lights on. And we were like, well,
what?
Yeah. She's like,
yes.
Yeah. And we were like, well, we're closed, so...
God damn it, I'm so done. We have to change the topic. I'm so done with Pretzel Maker.
It's infuriating. Like, I've gone places like Meijer McDonald's. All the lights inside the store are on, but if their parking lights are off, I'm like, oh, they're closed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and you just go to another McDonald's where you find something else to eat.
Right. I don't get it.
Me neither. I'm fucking done.
I don't get it.
I'm so fucking done.
And I guess, like, I really don't get it. Oh, I haven't... Well, you were there. Never mind. You were there when it happened. Oh, Charlie's and Eroy. Those stories.
Do you not want to relive that?
I don't know.
Maybe next week.
I'll go ahead and tell it now.
Okay.
We're on the topic. There was a time when I was in love with Eroy, and it ended last night. And
Eroy is the jeans expert at the Abercrombie & Fitch in the mall.
Yeah, he's some closeted
homosexual.
I'm choosing
Republican
my words. I'm choosing my words very carefully because in anger, I want to just be like, he's a fucking.
Well, there you go.
But he is, and
he's very gay.
He is like more gay than I am.
And he's a Republican, and he's a Christian.
Well, and I think at least the Republican thing is like just what he was taught. You know what I mean? Like I think if he actually like thought about it, he's probably a Democrat. Yeah,
probably, but still.
Yeah. So, anyway, he comes up to Pretzel Maker, and we're like flirting and like talking, and we have like things in common, and we're like, oh, like this is cute, like we're cute, for like months. It's pretty much since I've been working there. And, it's like, it started out as I was like, yeah, he's, he's neat. And he goes to Northwestern, so, like, that's, so I also know him from there. And I was like, yeah, he's alright. Like, he's not as annoying as I thought. Like, and then it turned into, like, oh, okay, I actually, like, I think I have a crush on this person. And then it turned into, like, yeah, I definitely like this guy. I like him. So one night I gave him my phone number, which was bad enough. Like, it was, like, hard enough to do that.
Yeah.
And we texted, but it was very, like one-sided. Like I was like leading the conversation, and he was just like, "Okay, no, yes, please," like whatever. So after that, I was kind of like, okay, like, he's in the closet, like I'm barking up the wrong tree, like I need to stop now. And then I didn't see him for like the 3 weeks after that. Like I didn't see him for the longest time. And then like just this last couple weeks of the holiday season, he's been coming up a lot more and spending a lot more time, and we've been talking longer and more in depth. And then it happened again. I was like, all right, well, this is bad because now I have a crush on Leroy again. And so last night he came up and we were talking for a long time, and I was like, yeah, this is like I'm in love with Leroy. And then, like, 5 minutes later, the fucking Charlie's guy came up to, like, exchange fucking drinks with us while Boyd was there. And then, like, as Boyd's walking away, Charlie's guy comes up, and he's like, that American Eagle guy is so attractive. And he comes into Charlie's all the time, and I want to date him. And I was, like, immediately pissed. Like, I will never trade with the Charlie's guy again. Like, I was immediately territorial. Like, that's my fucking boyfriend. Like, how dare you? I didn't say any of these things. I just went in the back. But I felt all of them. I was like, this is bad. But then that ignited in me, like, the desire to move the relationship forward if that were possible. So I was like, you and Hannah encouraged me to go ask him to go to McDonald's with us.
Very classy.
Yeah.
First date.
Yeah. Well, and it was be a group thing. So, like, it was like, designed to be not...
Yeah, just
intimidating, you know what I mean?
A friendly encounter.
Yeah, and so I go down to American Eagle, he's busy, like, I wait forever, and then he's like, are you finding everything, Zachary Allen Roberts? And I was like, well, yes I am. I'm actually here to ask you if you want to go to McDonald's with us, because we thought it was rude that we were talking about McDonald's in front of you and then didn't invite you. He's like, oh, well, I didn't think about that. And he's like, but yeah, I'll go. And I was like, okay, well, what time do you get off? He's like, usually about 9:30. And at this time, like, the 2 other girl cashiers are, like, right there with him. And I was like, and then he's like, well, actually, I have to wake up in the morning at, like, 4:30 to help my dad fucking sandblast or something like that. And I was like, well, that's okay.
Probably not true. Like,
Yeah.
He does not sandblast.
Yeah. I was like,
Whatever
alright.
that means.
I was like, okay, well, you can just go with us and then, then go home.
Yeah.
Like, it won't take that long. Like, we're just going to eat. We weren't gonna. The idea, the goal was to like hang out with him longer. But if that was all,
Yeah.
yeah. So then with that, then as I'm leaving, the girl was like, "Oh, that's so cute," because I think they just assume he was gay. Like they didn't even ask. You know what I mean? Like it's not a thing you have to ask with when you're so good. Like
yeah,
he just is gay. And so I think that is what led to what happened next. So then, it's like 9:30, we go over and sit on the couches in front of American Eagle, and we're waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. It's about, like 9:50? 9:45?
Yeah, it was about 9:45, 9:50.
Yeah. He walks out with the group of American Eagle people, sees us sitting there, walks over and says...
Here's what he said. And
then
Can you understand him?
Yeah. He said it so fast and then ran away. But then, I didn't even have time to process what he said, because that's literally how fast this encounter was. He walks over, and he says, I probably shouldn't go, my phone's dead,
I have no money,
bye.
Yep.
And then, literally...
Like, after making us wait for that long.
Yeah, and then, he did say sorry for waiting, and then literally ran... Literally, like his like group of American Eagle people were walking out the door, and he sprinted to catch up with them, and then left.
Like so fucking rude.
Yeah, and so we just sat there for a second because I was like, I didn't.
Well,
want
I think Hannah and I both felt bad for you, like, and so we're just like.
Yeah, well, I wanted to sit there for a minute because I didn't want it to be like awkward that we were all leaving at the same time. So I was like, let's give it a minute to wait. At the time, though, I didn't feel bad about it. Like I was just like, oh, okay, well that sucks. I was like, but I'm still hungry and I still have friends, so let's go hang out. And it was immediately like, closure or whatever, or like immediately he was dead to me. You know what I mean? It was like, I don't even care, like, whatever. But then the more I thought about it, like once I got home, and the more I thought about it, I was like, oh, that really sucks. Like, because again, it's just another
failure.
Another failure, I guess, or another like rejection, I guess.
Yeah, rejection.
Because it's kind of what it is. And I was talking to Nicholas about it, or someone, I don't remember who I was talking to about it, but I said, if he was in the closet, which he is, but if he's in the closet and attracted to me, he probably would have went. I mean, that's just being 100. I'm not saying like physically or whatever, but I'm just saying if he was interested...
I think if he was out of the closet, he probably would have went, because it really seemed like... I think maybe since the girls were like, oh, he was like...
Well, I think that had something
I think
to do
he's
with it.
uncomfortable with his own sexuality.
Yeah. I think that's definitely has something to do with it.
If he's not an out homosexual.
He's not out of the closet, and I think that's the first thing. But if he was still in the closet and he was even remotely interested, I think he would have went.
You think?
Yeah. Because if it's like when I was in the closet and I was watching fucking gay porn and shit, if some very attractive gay
but wasn't
guy
there a point in your
asked
life where you thought you were straight?
Well, I mean, maybe. Well, yeah, and I don't know. It's hard to explain. But I just think if I were in the closet and an attractive guy asked me to go to McDonald's with him and his friends, I'd be like, yeah, as friends, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if I was even remotely if I was even remotely interested, I would have went.
Yeah. I hate that he canceled, like, so...
Yeah. Abruptly and rude. It was more... on one hand, I was like, oh, well, that sucks. But on the other hand, it was more eye-opening because, again, it's another thing that he's done to show me that he's just, like in person, he's very nice. Like, he's, flirts a little bit, and then I give him free pretzels and he leaves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You think that has anything to do with it?
He's a little fake-ass bitch.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably.
Because it's not, he never, like, comes up, like, can I get some pretzels? You're like, oh, do you want some pretzels? He's like...
Because I'm in love with him, and I want
to. Well, yeah, I guess.
Yeah. He's like, I always feel bad when I come up here and you give me pretzels, but probably not, though, because you wouldn't come up here. What a fake-ass bitch. Because I used to think, like, oh, well, he's not asking for pretzels, so he's only coming up here to hang out and, like, talk to us, and I'm forcing pretzels on him. Which is, like, I think that's partially true. Like, I do think he somewhat enjoyed coming up and talking, but then I think the more that I've tried to, like, extend the, to make it more obvious that I'm interested in more than just friends, the more he's, like, backed away.
Yeah.
And I think that should just be telling enough that I should just stop talking to him.
Yeah. We're done with it.
Yeah, we're done with my near so good. But it's going to be awkward because he's going to come up and I have to, like, talk to him.
We'll probably just be like, you're so good, why do you hate me?
I probably won't, though.
Really?
Yeah, like, when he didn't text me back, like, when he was, like, a bad texter, I was just, like, he came up and I was just kind of, like, I was visibly annoyed, and I think he knew, because, like, it was, it was, here's the thing, when I first gave him my number, he didn't text me at all that night, and then the next time I saw him, he's like, yeah, I lost it, which is immediately, like, you just threw my number away, like, immediately, like,
God
that's
damn
not
it.
what happened, yeah. So then I was like, oh, okay, well, benefit of the doubt, like, maybe you did lose it, like, here it is again, and then he texted me right there in front of me, and we had, like, one conversation. It wasn't really even a conversation.
I remember you asked him to go somewhere with you and Bree.
Yeah. We were going to hang out with Bree, because I wanted to be his friend and help him, like, come out of the closet, at least.
Yeah.
But now I don't even want that. Like, I mean, I want him to come out of the closet and, like, be happy or whatever, if that's what it is, if that's what, if that's what's meant to happen. But at the same time, fuck, like, live a fake life. Like, at this, like, I'm tired of it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I always fall for the maybe they are, maybe they aren't gay guys. Heard of it? Zach Felter, they're always the guys that are like, maybe they are, maybe they aren't. And I don't know what attracts me to that. Maybe it's because they're more straight, which is, like, what I like. Like, I don't like a feminine person. Like,
Yeah.
Tony Roy is the most feminine person that I've ever liked.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And I think maybe it's because, like, I'm like, well, I like boys, so I'm dating a boy. And so, maybe that has something to do with it, because they're more like, ooh, I'm straight. Like, and so I'm like, yeah, well, you're not. Like, and I don't know, but maybe that has something to do with it. But whatever it is, like, it's starting to piss me off. But you can't help, like, who you fall in love with or whatever, who you think you're falling in love with or whatever. But at the same time, it's like, if I can't stop it, what do you even do? And then, with it's like, I want you to come out of the closet and be happy, but at the same time, I want you to suffer and live a fake life, Be a Republican, vote against your own rights, you get married, have 3 kids, and then cheat on your wife with a man, whatever you have to do.
Will.
Like, he'll be like 40, or he's gonna die unhappy, and, like, he's gonna be, like, in his fucking deathbed, like, I should have fucked a dude, you know what I mean? And at some point you just have to fucking live true to yourself. Like, Bree thinks that one of the reasons Tony Roy hasn't come out is that his mom's gonna kick him out of the house. Let your mom fucking kick you out of the house. Like, don't.
If your mom is gonna kick you out of the house, like, who gives a shit?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Let her kick you out.
Yeah, like, go, like, live with your fucking uncle. Come, live with me. You know what I mean? Sleep on my fucking couch. Go live with your fucking, like, Christian friends. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, like. But you have to, like, fucking live your life, like, true to who you are, and I don't understand, like, why anybody wouldn't. And, I get, it's fucking 2000, almost 2016.
Like, gay marriage is
like,
legal. It's not that big of a deal now.
Yeah, get over it. Like, this is why religion's just bad, because it just beats into your head that it's wrong to be homosexual. Like, even if you're not gay, or even if you're not religious, that's what you think, because that's what society has taught us. And now that society is evolving, more people are coming out, but at the same time you have all these people who have always been told it's bad, it's wrong, that's just what they believe, and then they never come out, and then they die unhappy.
Yep.
I don't get it. And
fuck it.
I know that he's not listening, but if he is, come out of the fucking closet or die unhappy. And it's scary, but it's the best thing that happened to me, because you can finally start living your life as you feel like you're meant to live your life, and you don't have to feel like, oh yeah, like, I love boobies and I love vagina, when secretly you're at home jerking it to fucking Zac Efron naked. Been there, done that. You know?
That was you.
Yeah, that was literally me. And, you don't have to be who you're not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe he's transgender. Who the fuck are we to say not to? You know what I mean? Like, how can you tell someone? And if any Aretha is actually going to kick him out of the closet or out of the house when he comes out of the closet, then she's a cunt. Like, she is like the worst person. Yeah, like she is a Republican. Like, she is like she is a Republican, so she is and she is like a conservative Christian So, you know, she's going to, you know, my aunt kicked my lesbian cousin out of the house for like a day, and then now she's like a liberal fucking bitch. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, Aretha knows her son's a fucking homosexual, and that's that's probably why she takes him to church, like, makes him volunteer for Kyle Kaler. That's probably why she's probably like fucking burned him with the words of Jesus. You know, she's setting her son up for fucking failure, like, to be unhappy, and it's kind of depressing because, I mean, who the fuck are you, Aretha? Like, you're a fucking ugly, fat, gray-haired, buck-toothed bitch who has no life. Like,
I've never seen.
Bunny Roy tweeted a picture of his mom like licking a bowl of mashed potatoes. Like, it was fucking disgusting. It was one of the ugliest things I've ever seen. And yet people worship Bunny Aretha because she's funny and because, like, she's such a good mom. Like, this is the type of bitch that goes to like every fucking school performance and records it with her whole fucking camera. Like, bitch, you're never gonna, fuck you, Emily Martin's mom. Like, that's to me. And I think she's because she is a Republican, and I mean, that's just all there is to it.
Yeah, if you're a Republican, I automatically think you have a lower IQ.
Yeah, and she's closed-minded. She knows her son's gay, and that's probably why she's so religious. She's so Republican, because she knows that one day her son's gonna come out of the closet and want to have sex and marry a guy, and she's not okay with it because she's fucking stupid.
Yep.
And that's sad. So if you're listening, you can sleep on my fucking couch. You can sleep in my fucking car. You can live in the garage. Come the fuck out of the closet. Go live with your fucking uncle in fucking Kansas who's probably gay. You know, whatever it takes, live the life that you want to live, because otherwise you're gonna die unhappy. MOATAIF.
Yes, it's over.